rhyming with the funky beat. Sun is shining, Rachel brings the heat. Wake up CEO, we're on repeat. Chicago, Sun Up City on the go. Rachel L. Gary on the radio. Tune quick, hear the power flow. Wake up CEO, it's your daily show. Wake up, start the day with CEO. Rachel's got the vibe, that's the real deal. CEO, it's time to feel the thrill. Morning grind, press play and chill. From the windy city, bringing major vibes. Rachel on the mic, keeping lives revived. Radio Chicago, where dreams arise. Wake up CEO to the skies. No more snooze button, no more delay. Rachel's voice making waves today. Feel the energy Chicago way. Wake up CEO, rise and sway. Wake up, start the day with zeal. Rachel's got the vibe, that's the real deal. CEO, it's time to feel the thrill. Morning grind, press play and chill. Wake up, start the day with zeal. Hey, Rachel's got the vibe, that's the real deal. CEO, it's time to feel the thrill. Morning grind, press play and chill.
This is Dr. Carolyn Stevens, the CEO of the BHC Media Group. And when you are looking for a strategy for self-leadership, get aligned with Wake Up CEO with host Rachel L. Gary every Wednesday from 3 to 5 p.m.
You know what time it is? Every Wednesday, 3 to 5, my Radio Chicago, Rachel L. Gary in the building. Wake up, CEO, let's go! Wake up, go Sam, set that tone. Wake up, every step you take, you claim that throne. Wake up, no more doubt, no time to stall. Wake up, boss up now, go get it on. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in. Wake up, I ain't waiting, now I go and take it. Built this from the ground, no way they break it. Consistency, my secret, watch me make it. Got that boss talk, now I ain't faking no. Lost, set the goal, now I'm grabbing the goal. And put in the work, now I'm taking control. The vision so clear, yeah, I already know. Every step I take, I'm ready to blow. Wake up, set that tone. Every step you take, you claim that throne. No more doubt, no time to stall. You boss up now, go get it all. Let's go, stay locked in, make it happen. Make it happen. Let's go, stay locked in, make it happen. Make it happen. No handouts, yeah, I made my way. Built my brand, now I pay my lane. Turn my losses into lessons. Now my grind got no recession. Yeah, they talk about chance, but I make my own. Yeah, I ain't waiting for fate, got a future to own. Yeah, every setback, just part of the game, game. But now I'm up and they know my name. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in. Wake up. Success so sexy, put the work in, flexy. Late nights, no rest, but now my vision's hefty. They doubted, they laughed, now they watch from the back. Cause I turned every dream into bricks that stack. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in, go get it all. Every Wednesday, 3 to 5, my Radio Chicago, Rachel L. Gary taking you to the top. Boss up, boss you, boss
Welcome to Wake Up CEO, everybody. I am your host, Rachel L. Gary, and this is the power-packed 2-hour wake-up call to step into your full potential. My mission is simple, CEOs, to speak candid truth, to empower your inner CEO. That's the one that's clear in your actions, empowered by your choices, and owning your direction, and ready to be the CEO of your life. Let's get locked in. And today's topic, we're talking about time management. It is not a buzzword, guys. So we're not talking about how to be free. We're going to talk about how to use our calendars as a weapon for freedom. We're about to forge the fire. We're utilizing the weapon of time. Let's start making it happen. So stay locked in for the power statement of the day. Also, the Author's Corner that is sponsored by Distinguished Authors Guild, where your literary excellence is celebrated. And we're going to be talking about Rise and Grind by Daymond John. Y'all stay locked into that. And we're going to end the segments with the Leadership 3-Point Play that is powered by Say I'm Possible Academy, where self-leadership gets GPS. Y'all ready? Let's get locked in. So your calendar is either proof of your freedom or evidence of your excuses. The question of the day, CEOs, is what's owning your time? Get locked into that question of the day. What's owning your time? So as you guys are jumping in the chat, please drop that answer down there. What's owning your time today? And we're going to be transparent here. We're not going to say that we're completely have our time mapped out, that we know where our time is escaping and seeping through the cracks. Today, we're going to talk about how to keep it from seeping through the cracks and how to utilize it to effectively gain and grow freedom. Let's jump into that power statement of the day. I don't manage time. I command it. My calendar works for my freedom. Come on, CEOs. Come on, CEOs. I want y'all to get locked into that statement, man, for real. Come on. So for people in the chat, come on now, answer that question. If you guys are watching live on TikTok, hey there, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, drop that information down in the chat. What owns your time today? Because after today, we're not going to be talking about what's owning our time. We're going to be ready to set our time up as the weapon for us to move gracefully towards freedom. Let's get it. So why does your calendar feel like a prison? Let's start there. How does the calendar feel like a prison? So if your calendar feels like it's stress, it's because it's not aligned with your priorities. And I'm a firm believer in there's only one priority. What's the top thing on your list that you're trying to accomplish? And that's in your life in general. And then on a daily basis, you must determine what's that one thing that you want to accomplish today. And when you start assessing, then we can able to reel that in. So it's this way. It's because it's not aligned with your priorities. It's aligned with your reactions. It's how you react to a situation. If you're reacting to a situation as opposed to setting your priorities on a daily basis, then you open yourself up to be imprisoned by the activities that result from you not stepping up for your full potential. Come on, CEOs. We're going to get in it. This is what a prison calendar looks like. Everything is urgent. Nothing is intentional. Everyone else needs that. Your goals are pushed to it whenever. So if you guys are hearing yourself say these terms, hey, I gotta do this right now. You don't have anything on your calendar that's intentional. That's intentionally today I'm doing this. If everybody else's needs come before yours, or if your goals are, I'm gonna get to them, this segment is for you. So really get locked in and get ready to get honed into it. And the truth is, CEOs, you don't have enough time. You just don't have the time set up so it can stop leaking. Urgencies of other people is leaking time. When someone tells you that they have something important, is it important to your priority for the day? Or is it urgent because they have not structured their time accordingly? Ooh, CEOs, we're going to get some of that tea and sip on that real quick for that. So your calendar reveals your real commitments. What you consistently make room for is what's going to show up in your everyday life. So if you're consistently making room for nonsense is different for everybody, guys. And I'm not here to tell anyone that the life conversations are nonsense. But if those conversations are not about your goal, not goals, your goal. Yes, CEO, I'm talking about being selfish. It's okay. Take a breath. It's okay for you to be the number one priority. Because if you're not the number one priority in your life, something else will get in the way of your priority, which is you. That's why we're breaking that down. So time leaks hide in transitions. The 10 minutes here, the 20 minutes there, the in-between moments, that's your time. That's the time that is escaping, that is allotted for your priority. So this is how we're going to use. We got to get clear first. With clarity, we can make a decision on what we're going to do about it. So that's how we jumping into being clear first. So a lack of structure creates emotional spending. So when you don't have a plan, you spend time like loose change. Oh man, I need $1. I got to get all my change out of my glove compartment, out of my stash, out of my little change jar. That's how we spend the time, CEOs. So are you setting up your time where it's making dollars, or are you always looking for the loose change? Come on, CEOs. I want y'all to take that in. Think about that. Because remember, I only talk to CEOs on Wake Up CEO. That person clearing their actions, empowered by their choices, and owning their direction. That's you, and me. So if you're around there spending loose change as opposed to putting out the energy of $1 bill, you shortchanging you, CEO. So that 15 minutes before you leave the house, that's change. That 20 minutes waiting in the car's line, that's change. That 30 minutes you use scrolling, that's change. That's money. That's your progress. That's content. That's outreach. That's learning. That's building. But if you don't own that time, it begins to own you. I want y'all to stay locked in. If you are allowing things to seep through the cracks, when you're allowing those things to seep through the cracks, you're letting everything around you become your emergency. Take a second on that, CEOs. Deep breath. I know. I got to come in hot when we first start, because I want you to understand that every day that you don't put an intentional plan in place, you are allowing life to route you every day. Life is going to put something in your space. Somebody's emergency, a TV program, somebody's drama. All of that is going to fill in those gaps. Now, I'm going to give y'all a little occurrence for today. So today, I had a property that I needed to get cleaned up, a property I needed to get ready, and a property I needed to go look at. And I was still doing my normal everyday activities. I made a stop, 2 stops actually. I made that stop 2 minutes in and out. Why? Let's get to why. Because if I do not, that means that my priority, which is to show up and show out on time every time, that's my priority for the day, to make sure I'm here talking to you CEOs at 3 o'clock. Now, even though I got here, I was here and ready. I was in the spot. We were here. We were talking about growth. We had to get something straightened up. Man, now, so my question is, if you're late, I want y'all to hear me. If you're late because of something, or if you're late because of somebody, who made you late? I'm gonna do a Cat Williams on you guys. I'll wait for it. Drop that in the chat for me. Thank you, Wanda, for joining. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining me. At the end of the day, CEOs, the only person to blame for a situation would be you. It's not the person who set the emergency up. You allowed their emergency to become your priority. Ooh, I know that hurts CEOs. It's okay. It's okay. The reason why it's okay, because today we're gonna fix it. We're gonna get some quick tips that are gonna help you redefine how to turn your calendar into a weapon for your freedom. We're gonna get locked into that. So I want you guys to take a couple seconds, get ready, get set. Gotta drop in my little ad for the day. We are all looking to get to the cash. So I have the perfect book series for you by award-winning author Rachel L. Gary. Volume 1, Forged in Fire, Readers Rose from Life's Ashes. In Volume 2, #Poverty 6 Figures, they broke those mental chains. Now comes Volume 3, Freedom Has GPS, reminding you that you are born to soar and build a legacy. Pre-orders are open for 50% off. Get the tools for the bag at www.sayiampossible.com. All right, CCLs, we had to drop that in the middle there. We had to give it a second. I want that to marinate with you guys, because what we're getting ready to talk about now is the 3 moments of insight. How to get clear so you can move on to being empowered. Your calendar is a mirror, not a suggestion. So what you put out there on your calendar is what you want coming back. Think about it, CEOs. If you were putting on your calendar that your priority for the day is to achieve making more money, having outreach, building your career, if that's your priority, don't say priorities. One thing, laser focus like a lion. Moving targets don't get hit. So laser focus. So let's talk about how when we get laser focus, you get laser focus, you can hit the target. So if your calendar is a mirror, not a suggestion, what are you putting on your calendar today? It's still 3:00, guys. We still got half a day. We still got most of us go to bed between 7 and 11. 10 and midnight. So we go to bed between 10 and midnight. We still got 7 to 10 to 9 hours to still make some things happen. What are you going to put on your calendar now towards your one priority? Another moment of insight. If it's not scheduled, it's not sacred. If it's not scheduled, it's not sacred. I had as I said, as I started this off, I had some place to be. I made sure I got to that place on time. Did an assessment, did what I had to get done, and moved on. What's important? You got to put that in your mind and have it in your mindset. How you move. Thank you, Cole, for joining me. Thank you, Mellow Will. So at the end of the day, this is about how you set yourself up for your calendar being a weapon towards your freedom. Last thing, freedom isn't found. It is built in blocks, time blocks. You're looking for freedom. And I know a lot of people say, well, freedom doesn't come with that structure. Let me be honest with you. Freedom comes because of the structure. How do you get free to do the things that you want to do? How do you get the money to do the things, to live the life you want to live? You must set up time and space to do just that. Set time. Your calendar is mirroring what you want. So if on your calendar right now there's nothing, How do you feel that you're going to reap a benefit a week from now? You're a combination of your yesterdays, CEOs. If your yesterdays depend on your today's activity, we got to get those today's activities locked in. How we do it? If you guys are watching this right now, this is how you do it. I have a quick free assessment. www.sayiampossible.com. One more time. That's www.sayiampossible.com. So we go there. I have a free assessment for you to get your circle of genius. Why is that important? Because if you don't know what you're good at, you can't work on growth. We getting clear? So make that one of your priority today to figure out what it is you're good at, how you're going to make the money, and how you're going to grow and develop to be free. We're using that calendar as a weapon today. So I want you to ask you this before we go to a commercial break. Ask yourself, where is my time leaking most? Most. Now, where is leaking? Where is it leaking most? Are we spending time on social media? Not marketing our businesses, but we're spending time just scrolling, taking other people's lives. I'm going to be honest, guys. I like social media for this purpose, to take in information that is going to enhance or build me. It's okay. I'm only going to deliver that same, I'm mirroring what I'm looking for off social media. I'm only dropping tips that are going to help you find success. Excuse me. And I only take in tips that are going to elevate my success. I want y'all to hear that again, CEOs. I only take in information that's going to be successful. And I only output information that is helping other people's success. Remember, the first thing was mirror. Your calendar must mirror you. So if I'm putting out there that information, that's what I'm looking for back. As one of my YouTube mentors said, are you catching what I'm putting down? Because if you're playing the long game of growth, you got to be intaking growth and you have to be putting out growth. You want to reap a harvest, you got to plant a seed. You got to water the seed. Guys, I'm telling you, 2026 is different. We about to hit the end of Q1. Are we stepping into Q2 with the information of growth? Or are we going to allow Q2 to just happen to us like Q1? What's on your agenda, CEO? I want you guys to take that in. And we're gonna jump into my personal song. So, For Freedom Has GPS. Freedom Has GPS is my next book that comes out Juneteenth. And Freedom Has GPS is not just a book, it's a movement. It comes with a soundtrack, music videos, the whole nine. I want to hit people wherever they are. If you like music, I got a soundtrack for you. It's called The Movement. Look it up. Written by the living legend Gary. Legend is my stage names. Guys, I do write. So I write music as well. So living legend Gary, look up the album The Movement. It's 4 tracks on it. Those 4 tracks are a companion for the book because I want you guys to have everything you need to find success. The music video we just created the music video. It's coming out soon. You guys will see it. Wherever people are looking for growth, I want to find you right where you are. If you watch TV, videos, I got you. You like music, I got you. You ready to read and jump into? The book is there for you as well. You looking for a coach after that? Here I is. I want wherever you want to be. I want to make sure that we get you there together, one step at a time. So we're going to jump into my song. It's called Freedom Has GPS. Get locked in, CEOs.
Yeah.
Say impossible.
Freedom has GPS. Rachel L. Gary. Rachel L. Gary.
We've been riding in circles, same stress, same scene, trying to find peace while we're chasing a dream. Then Rachel L. Gary put the map in our hands. Now it's clarity on the dash. We got plans on plans. Boundaries on lock, no details for the doubt. If it don't match the mission, we routing it out. Purpose in the pedal, we don't wait on the sign. CEO of our life, watch the whole thing align. We set the destination. We move with intention. No more drifting. We chose the vision.
We chose the vision. Female rapper, ad-lib. Freedom has GPS, so we set it and we go. Yeah, Rachel L. Gary in the map, yeah, she rockin' a roll. Let's go! Love time, peace, and family, that's a goal. CEO of our life, now we taking control. No more stuck, no more someday, we got something to prove. Freedom at GPS, now watch the whole movement move. We be out and moving, yes, but out and moving to the greatest that lies in. Woo!
We are all looking to get to the cash. So I have the perfect book series for you by award-winning author Rachel L. Gary. Volume 1, Forged in Fire, Readers Rose from Life's Ashes. In Volume 2, #Poverty 6 Figures, They Broke Those Mental Chains. Now comes Volume 3, Freedom Has GPS, reminding you that you are born to soar and build a legacy. Pre-orders are open for 50% off. Get the tools for the bag at www.sayiampossible.com. Guys, I don't know what y'all thought about that song. Drop that in the chat. Freedom Has GPS. That is a song from off of the Movement album, and which also features E. Jilla beats. Guys, you're going to get locked in with those tracks. Those tracks they always about bringing that motivation and inspiration. We want to always be inspired to grow, inspired to move forward, and inspired to get into this next segment where we're going to talk about being empowered on how to turn your calendar into a weapon for freedom. So we already talked about how to get clear. Everything that's urgent needs to be on your calendar. Everything needs to be intentional that's on your calendar. Other people's emergencies are not your emergencies. We got to get locked into that. And your goals are not to be pushed to whenever. Your goals, you have to step up for your goals, step into your goals, and personify what you're looking for out there. You are a mirror for what you're looking for out there. So if you're out there looking for success, you have to mirror that success. You have to be delivering success. You might not have all the answers today, but the answers you do have, share them. Just like you want information to be shared with you, you want to share with them. Because as you share that information, it comes back to you. Reciprocity. That's how you get that mirror when you're looking in that mirror for what you're looking for. When you're looking in that mirror and you know what you want. When you're in that mirror and you're ready to set your goals up. That's how you get into it. You get into it just like that. So now we're going to talk about turning your calendar into a weapon for freedom. Y'all ready? Come on, TikTok. Thank y'all for joining me. Your calendar, to be empowered, is when you stop living by default and start living by design. Take a second, CEOs. I want y'all to get ready. I want y'all to be all ready to get locked in. Are you ready to design your life? Or are you going to keep defaulting that you breathe in today? Breath is a gift. There are many people who don't have it or didn't make it to today. Many people had intentions or had plans for today, but didn't make it to the day to fulfill those plans. So today, remember, some of us got 8-9 hours left in the day. Me, on the other hand, I will be in bed by 10. But intentionally, what are you doing? So let's talk about how to turn your calendar by doing these three things. Protect your priorities. What is the priority that you are setting? And you're going to protect it. Protect it with boundaries. Protect it with what you plan to do. You're going to step into it by protecting it. Produce progress. I don't want to hear one more person say, well, I'm getting ready to do. Don't say that. Say, I am doing. This is what I'm executing. Because while you getting ready, that's you still putting it on the back burner, CEO. So you have to say to yourself, today I am doing. On your priority, it's on your priority. I'm getting this done today. This, not these, this. I'm getting this done today. And these are the steps in which I'm going to use to get this done today. CEOs, I want y'all to be with me. How do you get this done today if down here you have nothing, you have no way, you have not decided a path, you haven't decided what you're going to do? This is how you get empowered. You make the decision every morning when you get up. You make the decision on which way you're going to let your day progress. The third thing is position you for income. Position you for income. This is not just from a job. Because I know many people out there who are talking about they want to leave their 9 to 5. You cannot leave your 9 to 5 if you don't have a backup plan. So your 9 to 5 is funding your business, your dream, your purpose. So you're going to go to there every week, every day, whenever your time, your schedule, and you're going to work there and you're going to be the best investment for that company because that investor is invested in you for you to invest in your purpose. Come on, CEOs. I want us all to be involved. We involved with the rants and raves about what happened with the housewives, what happened with Cardi B, what happened with the preacher, what happened in the election. But we can't take out those 5 minutes for our income, our priority, our growth. I'm not putting blame on anybody. You shouldn't put blame on anybody, nor put stock in someone else's thoughts for your life. What priority are you working on this week? Jump in with me, CEOs. I want to know what priority are you guys working on this week? Priority. Priorities became a thing once people wanted you to have multiple things to think about. Can you guys think about this? We're going to take a moment and step back a little bit. Have you noticed that there are so many apps out there? There's so many social media platforms. There's so much different things on TV. There's so many activities going on. Why do you think that is, CEOs? Somebody drop that down there somewhere for me. Drop that on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, or Insta, or LinkedIn. Why do you guys think that there are so many things vying for our mental attention? I'm going to give my theory. I believe in being a scientific theories and hypotheses. I believe in it. If you have so many things vying for your attention, that means you can't pay attention to the things that are going to pay you and grow your income. I want you to hear that, CEOs. If you're not paying attention to what's going to pay you and grow your income, you stay stuck in the race. So why is there so many social media platforms? Why is there so many news channels? Why is there so much going on? Because it overloads your sensory glands and it overloads your brain, which means you can't focus on what's important. I have a question, guys. Do y'all know what's the plural of important? What's the plural of important? What's the plural role for important? Somebody drop that in the chat for me. Find that word for me. There isn't a plural for important because there's only what's important. So if your income building is important, you got to set a plan. Remember, we're talking about how to turn your calendar into a weapon for freedom. That's what we discuss as CEOs. Protect your priorities. We got people in the chat. Thank you for joining me. Hello, CEOs. That's from Mrs. Gary. Thank you, beautiful, for chiming in with me today. I appreciate you for coming out. I appreciate you for checking on me and dropping information for our CEOs out there. If you could do me a favor, answer that question for me. What owns your time? Because if we are not paying attention to what owns our time, we can't own our time. I'm going to sip some tea on that for y'all CEOs. That's the question of the hour. If priorities are owning your space and time, priorities with an S are owning your space and time, how is it that you get the opportunity to grow in your space of time? That's why we're dropping it down right here, right now. You have to protect your priorities, produce progress. Don't talk about it, be about it. Position you for income. We got Sharice jumping in. Hello, CEO. If you guys are not locked in to Sharice Sloan of Highly Productive Chicago, get locked in. She promotes authors, myself included. She promotes artists and she promotes businesses. And she will be having a segment coming April right here on Wake Up CEO called, she ain't dropped the name yet, but we're gonna drop it. It's gonna be something like the business report. She's gonna be dropping it right here on Wake Up CEO, probably between 3:30 and 4 o'clock every Wednesday. Y'all get locked in. Thank you, CEO. She said, happy birthday, CEOs. I appreciate you so much. My birthday was yesterday. I just turned a big 50. I am living the best life ever, growing, developing, being empowered by the energies and information that surrounds me. Thank you guys so much for all the birthday wishes that I got yesterday. My timeline was full of love, full of support, full of encouragement. I appreciate every single individual who said happy birthday, sang happy birthday, sent me a happy birthday song, text me, emailed me, any shape, form, or fashion. I am totally honored to be someone who was loved and be loved that way yesterday. Thank you guys so much. And we have, you don't drift into freedom. You decide on it. Freedom has GPS as the blueprint. The pre-order today, 40% off, and lock in your destination. Rachel L. Gary's powerful new book. We're taking this message worldwide, selling 10,000 copies. Utilize the link below to get your copy today. Get locked in. It comes with a plethora of complimentary items. You get the book. You're going to get a bookmarker, a plan, a CD, MP3. Guys, at the end of the day, I want you guys to be prepared for 2026, prepared for 2027 and beyond. We making it happen. Thank you for dropping that information out there, Sharice. As I said, Sharice Sloan, Highly Productive Chicago. Y'all need to get locked in. If you have a business out there that has not been promoted accordingly, if you're looking for marketing, my team is the team. You guys got to get locked in with them. So first, Sharice Sloan, Highly Productive Chicago. You can reach her at Highly Productive Chicago. You can also get with her on Facebook at Highly Productive Chicago or Sharice Sloan. Just get locked in. If you're looking to grow your business and get more promotion and more support, more eyes on your business, she's going to make that happen. She go promotion crazy. Love Sharice's energy. So we were talking about being empowered because time is not just time. Time is revenue potential. Every time you're utilizing your time is money. How many times have you guys heard that? Drop that down if we're going to clap that up for time being money. So if time is money and we're not spending time on how to figure out how to make money with it, then what are we really doing? I want you guys to break it down for me. What are we doing if we're not utilizing our time for money, family, and peace? Sharice, while you in the chat, if you don't mind, drop it down to me. Who owns your time? Break it down for me, CEO. Who owns your time? That's what I'm talking about, CEOs. Who owns your time? If at the end of the day, who owns the time that you are looking to utilize for your money? Who are you allowing to take money out your pocket? What are you allowing to take money out your pocket? Maybe we should say that. Who's taking the money out your pocket, and what are you allowing to steal from you? I don't like thieves, guys. So I'm a big proponent of get your hands out my pocket. I want to know where you at, why you in my pocket, and how are you gonna get out my pocket today, right now, not later. Because that's important. Because at the end of the day, we want to make sure that we don't want people in our pockets. We don't want people in our pockets, situations in our pockets, activities in our pockets that are not putting something in the pocket. Come on, CEOs. I want y'all to break that down for me. We have Daymond Smith is locked in here. Guys, get locked in. Daymond will be right here every fourth Wednesday on Wake Up CEO with Redeem to Win, his segment. Guys, if you missed last month when Daymond was right here, man, do not miss this month. He will be here on, I believe it's the 25th. I believe it's the 25th. He'll be here dropping information on growth and development from the Redeeming to Win. And if you're not already locked into him, go ahead and go to Daymond Smith on Facebook and get locked in with his information. So he came and dropped in, hopped on for a quick second. Time is definitely money, irreplaceable and priceless. You must consider the value you'll place on it. Absolutely. And when you place in value on your time, know that you are worthy of that value. We have Letitia stepping in. Hello there. How are you? She says, hello, Rachel. I appreciate you joining me today. I'm speaking to you guys from a place of how to turn your calendar into a weapon for freedom. This is how you do it. So we already talked about in the getting clear that everything in your life can't be urgent. You have to have a priority and not allow and set your time blocks up accordingly for your priority. Priorities does not exist. Your priority for the day. What one goal today are you trying to accomplish? What's that one thing you're trying to accomplish, CEO? Because if you don't set your priority, life is going to set priorities for you. It's going to put distractions in your way. It's going to allow you to be involved with other people's situations. It's going to allow you to have conversations about other people's lives. But the only way you stop that is by setting up boundaries. Oh, we're going to talk about that in ownership. Stay locked in. We're going to dive into how to set those clear boundaries up so you can move forward with using your calendar as a weapon for freedom. But right now we're talking about how to get empowered. Build your freedom blocks first. Money, creation, growth, peace before meetings, errands, and favors. I want y'all to hear that again, CEOs. You want to set blocks for your money, your creativity, your growth, your peace. That's before you set up a meeting, before you start talking about running errands, and before you start doing favors. Because the favor you have to be in favor for you. Hey, I know you guys here at church where I'm in the favor of God today. And usually that just means that things are going as you would like. But you can be in a favor every day, CEO. Every day you can be in favor of your success, in favor of your peace, in favor of your growth, and creating you some space. It's possible. You know why? Because you're possible. We got Letitia, she jumping in. She says, of course, we have to learn our value every day. Absolutely. Locked in. Money, creativity, growth, and peace before anything. Without a shadow of a doubt. CEOs, let me explain to you why we're talking about this so deeply. Because if you put in your mind that my money, my creativity, my growth, and my peace are important, the most important. If these are the most important things, then when someone calls you saying, "Hey girl, I need you to run over here and do A, B, C, D, E, F, and G," you gonna put that through your criteria of money, creativity, growth, and peace. You're gonna ask yourself those questions. How does this sit with my money, creativity, my growth, and my peace? Because when you have something of priority, you're filtering everything through that priority. Is this going to stop my priority? Is this moving me closer to what I'm trying to get done? Is when someone asks me to do this, is this a constant? You'll start assessing those things. Because currently, when those things are happening, you got time for them. When you really don't have time. Sorry, but not sorry. Letitia says, you got to have favor before doing favors. With no, as I said, with no doubt. We're always looking for something external when internally we have to start with us. I was on every third Tuesday, I'm on Rock Truth with Mary Selena Kay and C. Knight. And I have the pleasure of, I have a segment called CEO Truth, where I drop some mental knowledge on them. 10, 15 minutes. The whole purpose is to get those little bits of information that allow you to shift your mindset so you can get the skill set to get your money in order. Money isn't in your pocket. It's in your mind. It's in your actions. It's in the things you do, say, and how you show up. That's where the money is. She said, Letitia says, facts, needed to hear this. I appreciate you. I utilize everything that I'm doing for the exact same purpose. I give what I'm looking to receive. I want y'all to hear that one more time. Because remember in a previous segment, we were talking about your calendar is a mirror. So if the calendar is a mirror and it's mirroring your activities, if you're putting out activities, one more time, CEO, if you're putting out activities that are contrary to the activities you want back, how you think you're going to get what you're looking for? How you going to get what you're looking for if you're putting out energy that is opposed to what you want? You want to get married. We're gonna drop this down real quick, CEOs. You want to get married. You're looking for love. But you're around here, you're not giving love. I got a friend out here who uses a whole phrase, but I can't say that on air, y'all. But it goes this way. If you're looking for love, you have to portray love and be love. I didn't say be loved. You have to be love. Love. So if you're looking for a companion, you must be a companion. Your life is mirroring what you're putting out. If you're constantly if you're running constantly, you're constantly at a super fast pace, it's because you're constantly not setting things in motion where you know what's going to happen next. We're not promised tomorrow, but we can prepare for it. And we can move in alignment. But to do that, we got to protect the priorities, produce what we say. Stop saying I'm going to do it and just do it. Y'all remember that saying when we were kids? Don't talk about it, be about it. Why did that change when we got to be an adult? We become an adult and it's okay for us to be talking about it, writing it down. I'm putting it in my journal. But you didn't act no times on the things you wrote in your journal. I'm leaving it in God's hands. But you didn't do any action with the breath that God gave you. Take that in, CEOs. God gave us breath. We're breathing. And we're praying to get assistance to do what God has already given us ability to do. I'm going to sip some tea on that, CEOs. Remember, CEOs, I'm here to bring candid conversation to wake up the CEO in you. We got Letitia Hunt Marie, guys. Oh my gosh, this is, Letitia has some awesome answers to my questions here. She says, yes, thank you for joining me today, Letitia. So guys, the question of the day is, who owns your time? And if you own your time, how you showing up with that? So we have to give every block a job. So every time block in our day, okay, we're up. We have 24 hours in a day. We sleep some of us sleep 8 hours. I haven't slept 8 hours in years. No, that's a story. I slept 8 hours one time in the last 10 years. It was a couple weeks ago. I was extremely ecstatic, guys. I told all my friends that I slept 8 hours. So we'll say you sleep in 8 hours. So you have 16 hours. If you have a full-time job, you at work 4 hours. You at work 8 hours, 8 to 10. So that's 8. So you're talking about 18 hours. That gives you 6 hours to determine what you're going to do. Now, I'm going to give you guys a setback on that. I'm going to step back on that. The double L's. We got the double L's in the house. It's 2 today. Absolutely. So I want to say this, CEO. If you're going to work and you're discounting that 8 hours that you're at work, I want y'all to hear me. You go to work and you say, well, I'm giving that 8 hours to the job. I want you to hear you and hear me good. If you give away those 8 hours and you didn't go to that job to get any investment back, I want y'all to hear it. You're getting the investment. Now, I'm going to tell you what I did with my 8 hours at a job. I learned things about businesses from working with jobs. I worked in the cleaners. I want y'all to hear me. I worked in the cleaners. In the cleaners, my job was to take in the clothes, get them prepared, tag them, put them in the cleaning machine. When they come out, take them to the presser to press them. Now, the clothes were in the cleaning machine for 40 minutes. Now, let me tell you what I did with that 40 minutes. This is a true story. I promise you guys, this is a true story. This is what I used to do. The owner of the business, he worked there. He was in the business. So I would go in there and ask him questions about how much the perk costs, how did he determine bottom lines, a whole lot of little questions. And I wrote notes. I learned how to do a cleaning service from the information he provided me. So from that job, I ended up getting another type of job. And I utilized the information that he gave me to understand my overhead for me to set my wages for my teams. I was just there as a clerk. A counter clerk is what they call it. So that 8 hours I wasn't just making money that 8 hours. I was making money and gaining knowledge. So you have to use that job as an investor in multitudes of ways. That's a business that's got employees. How do I become a business that got employees? You talk to people that got businesses that got employees. So I would ask them. So the second week, I told him, I said, when the invoices come in, can I put the invoices in the system? So I went from being a counter clerk to then I was putting invoices in the system. He pulled me off the counter because I did it so well. So then I was in the office with him for longer periods of time, and I was learning more about business. He owned he owned 2 laundromats and 2 cleaners. So I asked him a lot of questions. Hey guys, if y'all don't know me personally, I am an inquisitive individual. I will ask people questions and get on their nerves. So what? I don't care whose nerves I get on if I don't have an answer. Because my days are spent with growing, developing, being the best version of me. I'm going to ask you a question every day. Don't call me on the phone if you don't want me to ask you nothing. If you don't want to give me no information, what you calling me for? You ain't going to take all my information, but I can't ask you no questions. Sounds funny. But how many times do you find yourself answering questions but not getting any answers of self-growing your life? I asked the question today. 4 questions. Because I'm growing and developing and being the best version of me. So Letitia says 12 hours plus 4 overtime hours, 6 days, I need money. Okay, so 16 hours a day. Letitia, what do you do? Do me a favor. Can you drop in the chat what you do? Letitia Aunt Marie, can you drop in the chat what you do? If you don't mind sharing. You ain't got to laugh at me, superstar. It's all right. So we have Amina Salah Baker in the chat. She is my campaign manager. She's my campaign director for Freedom Has GPS. I will ask her questions and she know it. I'm going to ask her 50 questions. Make her mad with my questions. I don't care. And she know I don't care because I'm going to ask my questions. So I'm going to ask questions every single time I talk to her. Every time. If I don't know something, I'm going to ask. Today, I was asking questions about CPS, about the LCAT. I was asking about the PAC. I asked 100 questions. And then I told her, can you send me all those answers via email? Why y'all think I ask all them questions? Because God dang it, I want to be able to run my business successfully. I'm not wasting no questions. People might think that my questions are mindless or they might think that I'm asking questions for no reason. I only ask questions because I'm growing my business and my brand. That's the only why was I even asking questions about CPS? I just became a vendor for CPS. I want to know about the programs. So even though I asked all those questions, I'm utilizing that information. I'm building my computer. This is my computer. So the questions they might be mindless to the person, but I'm asking those questions because I'm putting those in my computer. Okay, she gave me 4 answers about 4 different things. Let me tell you what I heard. I heard that I need to know about the dollars, where the dollars are, who I need to contact, who's important, and why they're important. We talked. I got all that information from that conversation. And I guarantee you that before the night's out, she's going to get something from me that tells her exactly what I want to do with that information. You know how the song goes, they not like us. They ain't like me. I'm computing all that information. I'm putting all that stuff in my bank, and I'm gonna spend it. So I asked all that question before I got on Wake Up CEO. Now, when I get out of Wake Up CEO, I'm already have a plan of how we gonna utilize that information quickly to be able to achieve a goal. I got 1 priority, CEOs. I'm selling 10,000 books. Getting 10,000 books in the hands of individuals so we can find freedom in our communities. So we can grow our communities. If that's my goal, my number 1 priority, Any question I'm asking is only about that. I ask some crazy questions, guys. Y'all should, if Amina put down the questions I ask her and she'd be mad. So she says, I asked 50 questions, 2,000 questions. You right. She said, yes, because I'm going to do that. We're on a mission. You know I understand. I know she can understand, but she still be mad. But so Letitia says she is a nurse. She's nursing. So Letitia, what if you don't mind me asking, are you an LPN, or RN, or a BSN? There's a reason why I'm asking these questions, CEOs. Because sometimes we go into establishments and we just there to collect a check. How do you get past that check if you don't figure out something else? LPN. Awesome. So I got you, man. I got you. So she's an LPN. Now, I have a friend. I have friends that are RNs and BSNs. Now, let me give you this. I've never been in nursing my whole life. I just listen and ask a lot of questions. I'm just that way. I'm that way about everything, as I said, about everything. Now, this is the empowerment piece about her being an LPN. She's at work 16 hours a day. Now, I know Letitia has other things that she wants to do. So because I know Letitia and we've talked, I know there's other things she wants to do. So when I go in that job, that LPN job, I'm going in there like this. Okay. These are my investors. I got to be at 16 hours. Okay. How do I do how do I get what from this place is going to give me information for what I want to do next? We sometimes we don't understand that some of the skills we have are transferable skills. Some of the information we get is transferable. I've been in operations for 25 years. I started my career unloading trucks by hand. I ended my career. So throughout my career, I had a multitude of management positions. When I walked away, I was operations manager. In between there, I had been a VP of operations. I had been a RVP, which is a regional vice president. I had been a line manager, a warehouse supervisor. I had done many roles. All the time, I went in those companies to learn, grow, and develop. That's what the whole point of being there is. I don't go in that company for no money. Yes, I need to get paid. I need my bills to be paid. Absolutely. You need your bills to be paid. I need my bills to be paid. But when I go there, I want every other piece of information that's going to grow me. Why? Because how do I stop being just that? That's what we're talking about empowerment. Letitia just made a statement. Perfect statement. My bachelor's in business, but nursing pays the bills. Perfectly. Nursing is a business. I want y'all all to hear me, and I know she knows already. Medicine is a business. So she has her bachelor's in business. Now I'm gonna give you 3 steps on how to turn that bachelor's and nursing into your business. Not saying you want to do it, but this is just for people out there who might want it. Medicine is a business. I know everyone knows about traveling nurses. Nurses needed lodging. That's how I make my money in real estate. Lodging individuals who travel. Not just Airbnbs, nursing, corporate housing, and things of that nature. So let's say Letitia decides, okay, I understand what nurses need. I understand that nurses need this kind of support. They're working 16-hour days. What is the problem that nurses have in those 16-hour shifts? So once you figure out what the problem the nurses have, then her business degree, she brings up a business plan on how to help those nurses. As a nurse, she knows this better than anybody. Nurses call off a lot. That's where those doubles come in. Or there's not enough staff in hospitals, which is why doubles exist. If you can figure out how to help a hospital Be able to not have to pay double time. I want you to hear me. If you find a way for a hospital not to have to pay double time to a nurse, do you know how much money you would make? So I didn't just say the nurse's problem, because the hospital's problem is that they're paying the money for the nurse to work 16-hour days. They get paid overtime for 8 of those hours. But if you figure out how to bridge that gap, if you figure out a way to bridge that gap, how much money do you think you'll make? Now, I'm not a nurse. I don't work for no hospitals. But if I sat down in the 16 hours I'm in that hospital, I start talking to the business department. I'm going to start. The business department wants your help. They want to know about those files. I'm starting looking to the business of the business, which is what I did at the cleaners. It's what I did in the warehouse. It's what I did in the DCs. It's what I did in the stores. I want to find out about the business, because that's where the money is. So turn that business degree into more money easily. Give yourself the time. That's why we got to get clear. What is the priority? Is the priority to go in that hospital and just make money, or is the priority to figure out how to make more money to not be in the hospital? We got to ask ourselves that question, CEOs. And Letitia, I appreciate you giving me the information just so I could pick that apart a little bit. Thank you very much. But to build your freedom, this is why we talk about them blocks. So that time that Letitia's in that hospital for 16 hours, I'm giving her blocks of time and assignment. She ain't in that hospital no more for that 16-hour paycheck. Letitia now going to be in that hospital trying to figure out, how the heck do I give a business proposal that it makes me more money than what this hospital could be paying me? Cha-ching. That's how we get the money in our pockets. So the same 16 hours. She going to be there anyway. But you divert the 16 hours into that place being an investor. That place is an investor. And if it's an investor, you want it to invest not only in your pockets, you want to invest in your future business, and you want to invest in your mind so you can grow out of it. So that's why we're giving your time blocks an assignment. So you want to use your start and stop time as a rule. Start time is your respect. Your stop time is your discipline. Start time is respecting that time block. Because your day without this boundary is going to eat you alive. I just turned 50, CEOs. So that means 50 years times 365 days. I want y'all to break that down. So we're talking about 170,000 days on a planet. What am I doing with each of those days to make my 360, my day one of 50 to be different? That's what we got to clock in. Are you clocking in and showing up for you? I have conversations with CEOs all the time, guys. CEOs of their businesses, like Sharice Sloan and Highly Productive Chicago, Amina Slot Baker and Ms. Mina Media. I have conversations with them all the time where I'm discussing about their business. But we can discuss your business, But are you putting into action with the discussion? Because if we just talking a bit, we just talking business, I can talk about it. Are you ready to be about it? Get the street mentality in you again. Sometimes we leave the streets behind. I incorporate everything I learned from the streets into my everyday life. I keep my head on a swivel because of the streets, which means I do the same thing in offices. I did the same thing in warehouses. I did the same thing in businesses I was working with. My head was on a swivel differently. I was always listening. I kept my mouth closed. This is a rule from the street, guys. Rules from the street. You keep your mouth closed and you're always watching your back. I did the same thing in business. Now, I ask a lot of questions, but I sit back a lot of times and just look and listen. When you're looking and listening, that's how you're really going to grow. Because when you're listening is where the activity really comes in. When you're listening in your ears and you're giving your brain an opportunity to take that in, give yourself 2 seconds. 2. That's a lot of time, CEOs, isn't it? I just gave y'all 2 seconds. Give yourself 2 seconds to think. And that's how we can grow. In those 2 seconds, you can think of a plan. Give yourself an hour to think of a plan. You can be a millionaire. What are you doing with your thoughts? That's what we're talking about, CEOs. How to turn that calendar into a weapon that allows you to be free. Freedom is peace, CEOs. It's a form of peace. How you going to be at peace? Letitia just told me she's working 16 hours. Ain't no peace in 16 hours at a job. I've done it. But I tell you right now, listen to CEOs. I want y'all to hear me. Let me tell you what I do in my day. I drive Lyft part-time, and that's how I pay for all the marketing. You guys, those marketing sponsors you guys see all on social media that says sponsored by Rachel L. Gary, that's how I pay for it. And I have great conversations with CEOs. I help them through their businesses. I go check on property. I talk to my kids at a whim. My kids are all adults. When they have a true problem, we come up with true solutions. My friends can call me and we can have a conversation about growth. I'm a part of 4 masterminds, 2 millionaire masterminds, 1 real estate mastermind, and 1 billionaire mastermind. I'm not a billionaire yet, CEOs. I'm on my way. I'm trying to be there. But if you're the smartest person in the room, it's time to move. I went in the room to be the dumbest person in the room. I didn't know jack about jack when I got in that room. That's where I want to be, because that uplifts me. Guys, I'm telling y'all about my day. And I guarantee you that I got bills to pay. I got mortgages to pay. I got people to drop money off to. However, I'm not stressed and I'm always at peace. Because it's different when you're living life on your terms. So my 16-hour work days look totally different than they did 3 years ago. My 16-hour work days were draining me. Right now, my 16-hour work days, and they encourage me. I'm enthusiastic with them. They energize me because I'm doing the thing I'm called to do. I'm helping people the way I want to help people. That's peace, CEOs. How we get there? Turn your calendar into a weapon to move it towards freedom. That's all we got to do. So we're going to stop the jail reset right here, right now. Your calendar becomes a prison when it's packed with activities but empty intentions. If you are busy all day, but you ain't got no money at the end of the day, then you ain't do nothing all day. Mic drop that, CEO. We got to put that mic drop on that. Because at the end of the day, there has to be results. I hear constantly in my meetings where people are giving me, well, this is what I got, this is what I got, this is what I got. I'm with you. I hear you. I listen every time. I'm going to tell you what I hear. Have y'all ever, if you guys have never heard Charlie Brown and never seen Charlie Brown, and you might be, some people might be too young to see Charlie Brown. I want y'all to see Charlie Brown. Go take a look. The adults in Charlie Brown all are saying, wah, 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 wah. That's all they say, all in Charlie Brown. That's what a constant conversation will do. I might have heard you, but I'm no longer listening. Because now I'm formulating in my mind a plan to still get what I need done. CEOs, I am a CEO. I am clear in my actions. I'm empowered by my choices, and I own my direction, which means for me, just for me, CEOs, that I'm listening, I'm pivoting, and I'm always growing. I learn my lessons throughout the time. Good afternoon, CEO. Thank you, Mike, for joining me. If you guys are not locked in with Michael Lewis, get locked in with Mr. Intention. I think I dubbed him that. So, Mike, I need some credit. No, but Mr. Intention, you guys get locked in. He has a couple of radio series where he's talking about sports. Hopefully soon, I'll have him on CSM Network. We talk about particulars. Mike, get locked in with me. If you guys don't know what CSM is, that is my television network. It's called CEO State of Mind. This is where change agents are bringing information that helps build our culture and it changes the narrative. Get locked in with it as well. Because at the end of the day, CEOs, to be a CEO, you got to be ready to get clear. You got to be so tired of being sick and tired that you don't want nothing but clarity. I hear people talk about all the time. Well, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of this. You ain't tired. You're not tired of it. Because if you were tired of the things that were happening, you have an opportunity every day to make a change. Get up today. Right now, it's 4:25. You still got 7 hours of your day for people that go to bed at midnight. I still got 5 hours in my day once the Wake Up CEO is over. I already told you guys what I'm going to do. All that information of all those questions I asked earlier, I'm going to have a whole report of what I want to do next. I've already talked to a person who's going to start making the phone calls. Her and I are already locked in. So we're going to have a training. I'm putting together a training on how I'm going to train her to make the phone calls that I need her to make. CEOs. That's how you got to show up. When problems arise, you got to be the solution. You can't be looking for external solutions. What internally do you know? Now, you can be looking for support. I want y'all to hear me. You can be looking for support, but you got to be clear on what you need support in. So this is what we're talking about. The 3 moments of insight for you guys to get empowered. If you don't schedule your success, your schedule will be your stress. If you don't schedule your success, your schedule will be full of stress. Time management is leadership in public. I want y'all to hear that. When you hear people say, I don't want nobody managing my time, that means you not managing your time. Take accountability, CEO. It's okay that you ain't managed your time up to now. It's okay. Mike jumped in. He says, yes, you deserve all the credit. Not all the credit, Mike, just the name credit. You've been putting in hard work. I saw you when you was walking, when you started doing your show in your, before you ever was on the radio, before you ever was thinking about, when you was just thinking and starting your journey. Mike has been putting in work. That's why I call him Mr. Intention. He said, how to turn your calendar into freedom is finally deciding to bet on yourself and focus on changed mindset to become great. Period. Michael Lewis has been rocking with me since I first started on Wake Up CEO, which has now been over a year. I appreciate him every week chiming in and giving information and asking questions. You have to be intentional about your growth. If you're not intentional, you stressing. Why you stressing? Because you ain't scheduling. You're not scheduling your success. You stressing because you haven't scheduled your intentions. It's okay, CEOs. That's why we here on Wake Up CEO today. To get aligned with making that calendar a weapon. This is how my calendar a weapon. I'm going to give y'all straight. When I woke up this morning, I started my day with my message of empowerment to myself. Then I did my affirmation. Then I did my moment of gratitude. Then I had my meditation. Then I was ready for the world. I didn't even talk to the world until I did all that. When I dropped my affirmation, if you guys follow me on Facebook, LinkedIn, my apologies, Facebook or TikTok, I drop my affirmation every morning. By the time I drop my affirmation, I have already given myself some positive information, already have done. So if you see myself at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, I've already been up an hour and a half too. Because by the time I drop that affirmation, then I'm getting into the second part is, okay, now let me get focused on doing a couple of things that need to move my me forward. One of the members of my mastermind wanted a song. I told her, drop the information to me. I can write it. She said, how many days? I said, if you give it to me soon enough, it'll take me about a day or two. I work best in the mornings because it's quiet in the mornings. There's nobody bothering me in the mornings because my phone's on do not disturb anyway. That's the boundary. My phone's on do not disturb until 9 o'clock. So the only people that can call me before 9 o'clock are my kids. My wife lives with me, so she can't call. She already there. So that means my boundaries are already set. That from the time I wake up till 9 o'clock, I don't have time for the world. I have time for me. Remember, I started off with you got to give yourself the time. Because once you give yourself the time, give yourself the energy, give yourself the space, incredible things happen, CEOs. I'm telling you, not as somebody who believes it, someone who achieves it. I legitimately do everything I'm telling you guys right here on Wake Up CEO. I set clear intentions, one priority a day, and every day I'm executing that priority. If I don't execute the priority, I can't watch my UFC on Saturdays. I only watch TV one day a week, CEOs. Y'all know that already. That's my reward for showing up for Rachel L. Gary every day. What are you doing to deserve the reward of watching TV? What are you doing to deserve the reward of listening to the radio? What are you doing for the reward of scrolling on social media? Because if all of those things are what you're giving yourself, but you're not giving yourself the intention of growth. And I'm going to say this too, guys. Being busy is not the same as being productive. We not the same. If your calendar got 5 things on it, and none of those 5 things are really productive for where your one goal is, then we not the same. I prioritize everything I'm doing. Intentional about every place I go. Intentional about every person I speak to. Intentional about everybody I show up for. I'm intentional. If I show up for you, there's a purpose. And it's not a selfish purpose, but it's an alignment purpose. You align with a mission. Either I'm helping you on your mission or we're working together on my mission. That might sound selfish, or it should sound aligned. Are we wasting time, or are we utilizing time? All right, we're going to jump into a commercial. Y'all know we on My Radio, Chicago Support District Radio, where we already know it's more than radio. Stay locked in.
We are
all looking to get to the cash. So I have the perfect book series for you by award-winning author Rachel L. Gary. Volume 1, Forged in Fire, Readers Rose from Life's Ashes. In Volume 2, hashtag Poverty Six Figures, they broke those mental chains. Now comes Volume 3, Freedom Has GPS, reminding you that you are born to soar and build a legacy. Pre-orders are open for 50% off. Get the tools for the bag at www.sayiampower.
You done changed the game.
My questionnaire, the questions were just very exact and to the point of what I needed. And when I met with her in my one-on-one session, I found it to be very profound.
Excited for this. This is something I really need and something I've been looking for a while.
Assessment is an assessment. Like, it asks questions that make you think deep about what you want your life to go. Assessment is an assessment.
The 10-week financial focus plan she gave me helped me to see it in a better way where it would make money.
It was basically a reality. Something that looked like a dream, but in reality it was nothing but a shift of mindset. It's a state of mind.
Out and moving to the greatness we all know lies within who? You CEOs. See you next week right here on CEO State of Mind.
All right, and welcome back to Wake Up CEO. I am your host, Rachel L. Gary. Guys, I'm glad that you guys are still locked in with me. And we are now about to talk about the Author's Corner that's brought to you by Distinguished Authors Guild, where your literary excellence is celebrated. If you have your award-winning book that you put together, and just like my award-winning book, hashtag Poverty Six Figures, go ahead and submit it to distinguishedauthorsguilds.com, distinguishedauthorsguild.com, and get. Not only is your book nominated for award, it is also put with promotion on podcasts. Wake Up CEO happens to be one of those podcasts and radio shows. You also are a part of 2 book fairs to help get your book out there. And there's several things, several tools, as well as you're looking to be an ambassador with Distinguished Author Guilds like myself. You also become part of a mastermind that is just for authors associated with Distinguished Authors Guild. So get locked in at distinguishedauthorsguild.com where we celebrate literary excellence. And today we're talking about Rise and Grind by Daymond John, guys. Now, this book, I've read it a couple of times. And The reason why I picked this book is the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is that successful people do all the things unsuccessful people do not want to do. They do everything that unsuccessful people don't want to do. That includes planning your time, protecting your blocks, saying no, and doing the work before you feel like doing it. So this is one excerpt from the book. You have to be willing to put in the work constantly. Consistently doesn't happen by accident. It happens because you built a system that supports it. So this book, my biggest takeaway from the book as a whole, stop hoping for freedom. Schedule it, then define it. So that book is Rise and Grind by Daymond John. He has several entrepreneurs that he talks about throughout the book. It's definitely a must read if you are an entrepreneur that's looking for growth, who really understands what the rise and grind really means. He talks about techniques and within that book that will definitely help support you. So get locked in with that book. I thank you guys for still jumping in on the chat for me. He said, have to connect. Mike says, have to connect with you, talk this weekend. And my podcast show debuted yesterday. And this Friday, the sports talk show premieres as well. Guys, one more time, this is Mr. Intention. And he's Mr. Intention because of this. You also have to put yourself in position to receive the blessings and greatness God has in store for you. I want y'all to hear that one more time. You also have to put yourself in position. As my friend says, you have to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Right now, I'm reading excerpts from my book, my Freedom Has GPS book, so I can be ready for my podcast, ready for interviews, and be able to articulate information about what's in those pages. It's about preparing for the blessings that God has in store for you. Utilizing the first blessing he gave you of life, the second blessing of thought, the third blessing of free will, the fifth lesson of growth, the sixth lesson. Guys, I can go on and talk about the lessons and the blessings that God has given us already. But if we don't utilize and position ourselves accordingly by being in action with those gifts, then when those opportunities come our ways, we're not ready. You gotta stay ready so you can be ready when those opportunities come your way. He also says, you are right about making sure we are in line with our purpose. Absolutely. I'm a firm believer in it. If your purpose is to not grow, don't show up for you. It's okay. I'm not here saying, CEOs, you must have a purpose in your life. I'm not saying, CEOs, you must do what's necessary. I'm saying if you want to make a change and make a difference, you have to do something different. You have to grow, stretch. How do you get to a top of a shelf if you can't reach it? You get a ladder. When the ceiling is higher than the step ladder, you get a full-blown ladder. All of those are tools that help you reach what you're looking for. Get the tools, get set up to win. Win, then win again. Y'all know I'm about that. So now we're going to jump into this ownership. Own the activities, and they'll imprison your potential. So if you don't own the activities of your everyday life, life is going to imprison you. This is imprisoning your mind, imprisoning your money, imprisoning how you flow. So let's unlock it. By ownership means your calendar reflects your leadership, not your mood. You not feeling like it is an emotion and is a mood. You showing up anyway is you doing it like a leader. We're stepping into it like a leader. Not other people's emergencies, not your old habits, but the new version of you that is ready to step into God's gifts for you. So own your priority every day. If you don't choose your top thing, life will choose it for you. Your calendar must include income producing activities, outreach, offers, follow-up, and delivery. I want to say this, guys. I'm going to stick on delivery for a minute. You could get the business, but if you don't deliver results, you won't keep the business. If you land a client and you don't give that client the results they're looking for, you're no longer going to have a client. Same thing for restaurants. Same thing for stores. For any establishment, you must treat your customer like you want that customer. Like all the hard work that you put in to get that customer was worth it. Because if you just looking to attain a one-time customer and you treat that customer transactionally, they're going to feel that, which that goes into your reviews. It goes into how people talk about you. What ends up happening to those establishments who don't have good customer service? People don't come back, and new people don't come in the door. So you have to, once you acquire a client, treat that client like they are the VIPs, because they were very important people to your bottom line. Every client you have is a very important person to your bottom line. And your calendar, you have to protect your future with boundaries. Your yes is powerful, but your no is protection. So when you say yes to something, that means you're saying yes to something that aligns with your goal. When you say no to something, it protects your yeses. There's only so many yeses you got in a 24-hour day. If you say yes to going shopping, I'm just using for instance, guys. I'm not saying not to shop. I don't like to shop personally, but people like to shop. So let's say you say yes to shopping, which means that, so let's say you say yes to shopping between 12 and 3. That means you're saying no to other activities through 12 and 3. So if those are income generating activities between 12 and 3, but you have to say no to them because you were shopping, that's a trade-off. But you must determine if the trade-off is worth it for you. Because 12 to 3 could be your downtime where you're doing some me time. These are your boundaries of your day. Like 1 to 2 is my boundaries. 1:30, I talk to my wife on her lunch. So between that time, I do 2 things. Meditate and talk to her. I got to reset, guys. I got to reset my mind. Because my mind is my number one asset. Me having peace is my number one superpower. Because when I have peace, I'm able to strive. When I have peace, I'm able to take in. When I have peace, I'm able to think. When I'm able to think, I'm able to make money. Break that down. When I'm thinking, I'm putting together a strategy that helps me make money. If I mess with my peace, I don't have time to think, which means I can't build a strategy to make money. You see how all that stuff locks in together? All those things follow the same path. For me. But right now we're talking about how to make sure that we have a path that follows it for you. So we'll define the cash example. Give me an example. You don't need a whole new day. You need a new decision within your day. So you have to stop giving away prime time to low value activities. So if you are an early riser, or let's say you're a person that gets up late. If you get up late in the day and you stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning, you ready? Between 10 and 1 a.m. is your time to build your business, build your priorities, set up your plan. Whichever time of day is your time. And the reason why I said 10 to 1, because most people are asleep between 10 and 1, and they shouldn't be calling you. And if they are calling you between 10 and 1 a.m., that's when that's a time block where I'm on do not disturb, because between 10 to 1 a.m. is when I'm working on me, my business, my priorities, my growth, my development. For me, my time block is from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. That's my time for my growth, because I'm an early riser. And by 8 to 10 o'clock at night, I'm sleepy. So if I'm up late at night, I'm not doing my best work because my brain is tired because I've been up since 5 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning. So I work into my circle of genius. And some people, they don't get up till 11 in the morning. If you get up till 11 o'clock in the morning, I'm not here to tell you that you gotta be the last, you gotta be up at 5 a.m. If that's not your natural body time, your body is telling you what your natural time is. So if your natural time is late at night, then use that time that when other people are sleeping, you be building. So while people are sleeping, you building. So when people wake up in the morning, they should already have in their inbox. Grand Rising, I appreciate you liking my post. I appreciate you liking my product. Would you like to know more? You heard me, CEOs? Because when they wake up in the morning, usually in the morning, there's nobody up, and that's when people have time to scroll. So if you are a late night person, you just do it late at night. So the first thing is in their inbox is you. If you're an early morning person, then you drop it in their mailboxes early in the morning. They get the same things. CEOs, this is about picking your time. Not using lies in mind. I'm giving you the map on how to set your time, your natural body time. I got a son that plays games at night. Now, let's say that he does, during that time that he's playing games, he's researching where he's going to put his product. And then in the morning, his email is the first email in that email box for that particular company. He wants to put his product in. He's still utilizing his time, but his time on the frequency that works best for him. I hope you guys are catching what I'm putting down in my Myron Golden voice. So your calendar, you have to keep it for your life. Your priorities should be seen, not assumed. Should no one have to assume what your priority is. They should hear it, feel it, see it, be able to breathe it. People know right now I'm looking to sell 10,000 books of Freedom Has GPS. I'm looking to inspire, motivate, and escalate the African-American community, the Black community, the indigenous people community, however you want to utilize that phrase. That is my goal, priority, which means that everything I talk about deals with it. Right now, I'm talking about freedom. How to turn your calendar into freedom. So when I'm talking about how to turn your calendar into freedom, I'm having a conversation about freedom. What's the name of the book? Freedom Has GPS. When I was talking to my campaign director earlier, we're talking about information on how to get the book into these places, spaces, and places for freedom. I talked to the author's relations director. We talking about, okay, are you positioning the book correctly? Have you're gonna have to recalibrate chapters because this chapter doesn't align. You need to have a workbook. The workbook needs to go with the facilitator guide. So the book, priority. My conversations revolve around that. The promoter of the year, which I was just talking about with Cherie Sloan. Me and her talk about how to get the promotion out different. What are we doing? What are we talking about? What are we doing? People so tired of me talking about Freedom Has GPS, but I ain't gonna talk about nothing else. Don't call me otherwise. Sorry. Not sorry. My priority is that. Now, I know we can't just live on talking about Freedom Has GPS. You're right. Then you ain't calling my phone because that's all I'm gonna talk about. So we're gonna jump into my favorite part of the show, guys. CEOs, I appreciate you guys staying locked in with me right here on my radio, Chicago. I appreciate every week that y'all come hang out with me, and we have great conversations that allow me to have drop great pieces of information and get great pieces of information. So we are about to jump into my favorite part of the show, which is the leadership 3-point play that's powered by Say I'm Possible Academy, where self-leadership gets GPS. Play 1. Block it. Schedule your freedom first. Money, creation, growth, peace. Play 2. Define it. Treat your calendar like a contract. No casual cancellations. Play 3. Execute it. Make the block produce results, because freedom is built, not wished. That it was a leadership 3-point play that was powered by Say I'm Possible Academy. Well, self-leadership gets what? GPS. Guys, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. Man, for real. We have great conversations. I have a great opportunity to have great information. And every week right here on Wake Up CEO, there's always going to be some new stuff. So next week, we're going to be talking about this. Don't forget to turn on your notifications, because next week we're going to be talking about how to prioritize like a CEO using my 3-bucket theory. Y'all got to get locked into it. Also, we're going to have the CEO mastermind is going to be taking over my show. They're going to be grabbing my mic and they're going to be all over here. So we're going to have the CEOs from the CEO mastermind. These are my mentees that are part of my 10-week mastermind that is airs on the CEO State of Mind Network. They're going to be right here talking about business, talking about the breakdown, talking about how harsh I'm on them. They all got something. So guys, stay locked in. Next week, they're going to be right here. And we're going to have my featured co-host, Daymond Smith. He's going to be talking about the segment called Redeem to Win right here on my radio Chicago on Wake Up CEO. We're going to be making it happen over here. So upcoming over the next couple of weeks, you guys are going to be seeing lots of things come up. In April, I'm going to have a co-host on almost every show. The co-host is going to have their own segment. We're going to be dropping that information out there. We're going to have insurance Uncensored. That's going to be brought to you guys by Ebony. On week 3, we're going to have Reverend Erica in here. She's going to be giving us that information about that spiritual alignment. Then we're going to have D-Ron on the 4th Wednesday, where he's going to be talking about redeeming to win. And we also have another guest host that is getting locked in. And y'all, in April, we're going to also have Sharice Sloan dropping in here about business chaos. She's going to be dropping in here about businesses and how to make it happen. Y'all stay locked in on Wake Up CEO, because 2026 is about soaring. We are talking about making things happen and how to do it one piece at a time. Insurance, guys, she's going to drop to you guys that uncensored insurance, how insurance policies work, how to utilize it correctly, the terrors that are behind it. Boy, I'm telling you, I'll be locked in. Then we're going to be talking about spiritual enlightenment, how to get more in tune with who you are and who you're destined to be, about the God within you. Then we're going to be talking about how to redeem after tragedy might strike, after people might have gone to jail, life might have been in your way, how to redeem to win. And every week, y'all know I'm going to be right here dropping that uncensored information that reminds you of the CEO within you. And until next week, right here on Wake Up CEO, I want you guys CEOs to be up, out, and moving to the greatness we all know lies within who? You. See you next week.